take it even further, you began to cut your teeth in leadership there as far as a professional association. And then you are now chair. Are you still chair of the International
I
Board of
am.
Directors? Okay, you
I am
are.
through the remainder of the year.
Yeah. And, that's where we met in Luxembourg, and we ran into each other in Louisville. And that's exciting and thrilling, but it's an honor and a privilege to come from that. What are some of the things that you've taken away, halfway, a little bit past halfway of the year of that chair, and, a little bit of reflection on that?
So I'll start with the local chapter first. So again, when I was working for the Nurses Association, when I decided to take my CMP, I knew I needed to take a study course for it. I hadn't been in college for quite some time. And so I was looking at different associations that offered study programs. And I finally decided to do the Potomac chapter study group. I don't think I was not a member when I first joined to take the study group.
Right.
However, during that study group, I met lots of people from the Potomac chapter, and I eventually became a member of MPI. So I'll be a member. It'll be 20 years this September. Just crazy. And so I signed up to become a member during the study group. And then after the study group was over, I became really close friends with the people I was studying with. And they said, "Hey, Michelle, we have this Women's Leadership Council. Why don't you come and sit in our meeting?" And I had no idea, what it was about, but I'm like, sure, I'll come. Probably within a year that the same folks said, "Hey, Michelle, we can't go to the chair meeting. Why don't you go on our behalf?" And next thing I know, they're telling me to run for chair of this committee, which I did. And that really started my leadership journey with MPI. And as you mentioned, I eventually went on the board and became the Potomac chapter president. And all the while, I felt like my experience with MPI helped me grow in my role professionally, because I was trying to get that seat at the table in my current job, but there weren't necessarily those opportunities available. So I was getting the leadership skills and development through the chapter and building my confidence and testing it in a safe environment, building my network, and able to bring all that back to my job and help me continue to elevate in my role. After I was chapter president, I wanted to continue on my volunteer leadership role. I was very energized by the community. I love our community. And I went on to serve in several leadership volunteer roles within MPI Global. And then 6 years ago, I applied to be on the International Board of Directors. And so I've been on there for 6 years. 2 of those years, I was vice chair of finance, which happened to coincide with COVID. So no challenge there.
Goodness.
Yeah. But Bonnie Carlson was the vice chair of finance that first year. And then I followed her for the following 2 years. And I would say, again, the biggest thing with my involvement has been the community, number one. And the networking has just been tremendous. And then the education. I originally came for the education. I stayed for the community. And it's just been so incredible to be a part of this board over these past years. Prior to COVID, we were building our 5-year strategic plan. COVID hit, we realigned, revisited, and we're more on track than we were pre-COVID. And so we're financially sound. We're continuing to build out that 5-year plan. And that's just been incredible to be a part of that.
Just speaking to you, if we could replay what you just shared, I'm often, when I speak with leaders like you, I'm just so often curious about how you, and I asked this at the beginning of our conversation, how you deal with your team. And, what I've learned from you is, your team, you punch above your weight and you're mighty and mightier than you might appear. And in that, there is the need to grow and develop your team, your people that you work with. Like this example you used of one of your members, one of your teammates, your colleagues with social media. And I'm always curious, everybody has a different style and a different method, and there's more than two sides to a coin as how you develop your staff and your team and people that you work with. But if future certified meeting professionals were to listen to your journey, it is a roadmap. It's your roadmap, but there
Mhm.
is a pathway there. Start local, find, do the work that's relevant to the job that you have, volunteer, extend yourself, sacrifice a little bit of your time for the bigger picture. No, you kept saying you wanted a seat at the table. That seems like that was your North Star, a little bit of the
Mhm.
fuel of your
Mhm.
purpose. And over time, you get exposed to so many different aspects of the work that you do, and different organizations, smaller, larger, different industries. People have different strengths and different backgrounds. I just wanted to underline that because it's a great roadmap for our audience and people that are listening and are curious about a way, not the way, but a way to expand and develop themselves in this
Sure.
industry. So thank you for doing that.